Hello again, everybody. Zacatech is here with my Nxt Takeover War Games review for Saturday, November the 18th from the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. We're heading into this event. This event was already built up to hell and a lot of hype going into this event in Survivor Series weekend. So I would say even more hype than Survivor Series itself until the last minute changes that turn the card all topsy-turvy. But after seeing the end result, there's only one thing I have to do. I want to give the NXT roster tonight a standing ovation. They crushed it tonight. This was a hell of a takeover. Probably one of the best takeovers in a while. There was no bad match to be seen on this card. The opener might have been the only one, but besides that, everything was exciting, thrilling. You had a new champ destined to be crowned, but then we had an unexpected new champ crowned, as you see by my subtitle of this review. Plus, we had a match that clearly stole the show with good build. This match exceeded expectations. And of course, the big main event, War Games. Purists be damned. And a lot of people were not thrilled about the fact that the War Games was not going to have a roof on it. But after seeing the match tonight in what modern specifications they made, with no roof and the use of weapons, it was brilliantly done. And that one epic spot makes you thank God there was no roof on the War Games. And then you got the crowd. The crowd was great. Even though I think it was half full, sadly. I think Ring of Honor ate a lot of attendance. And also, this is also in Houston. They're recovering still from Hurricane Harvey. Or Wilma. I forgot what hurricane did. I think Wilma hit Florida. I think Harvey hit Houston and Texas. So there were still people buying tickets as it came, because this event was named right after the hurricane. So it might have something to do with Ring of Honor. But I did see a couple of shots and there was like half empty crowd. And this is NXT, man. Hoping I know they've always been battling attendance stuff. I hope that they get a good attendance for Survivor Series tomorrow night. I was at Hell in a Cell, and I think it was pretty full for Hell in a Cell when I was there at the Little Caesars in Detroit last month. But I can't believe NXT is getting attendance problems. But NXT may not be in its golden era anymore, but this was a good takeover. And I will give this takeover a rating of 7.5. I was going to give it an 8, but I'm deciding to give it a 7.5 because you have some good matches in there. You know, probably a lot of people were griping about a match that was taking place during this event, but was not going to air on TV till next week. Pete Dunne against Johnny Gargano was not going to air until television on Wednesday. Didn't want the British Championship to steal the show again like it did in Chicago, but that would be a good match. Oh, crowd wasn't dead for that match, especially with the matches tonight. Let's kick off the main takeover card with our opening matchup. Kassius Ohno taking on Lars Sullivan. Kassius Ohno's been kind of in a weird, precarious position since he came back in January. He's been kind of lost in the shuffle. He had a decent feud with Hideo Itami, which capitalized on NXT television. But now he wants to step up against this new brute, goon of a man, Lars Sullivan. Or should I say, Lars! Can you imagine Lars Sullivan and Braun Strowman in a tag team? They'd be fucking vicious. Good opener to start off with. Kassius moves in. He was proving he's not scared of Lars. He even knocked him out a couple times. You know, it's the most fragile Lars has been, because Lars has been unstoppable since he came up through the ranks after initially starting off in tag team competition, but he didn't cooperate with others. So he got pushed to the singles division and has been a dominant monster. So it was like kind of his first brush with mortality tonight. He kicked by Ohno, the big elbows, and he was not letting up, though. He took the punishment from Ohno. He took the punishment, and he gave him it, too. Despite Ohno's best efforts to shock the young upstart with his first major loss, Ohno would later eat the victory loss, should I say. With loss comes a big goony move before delivering his freak accident, his finisher in the 1-2-3 victory for Lars Sullivan. You know, some great kip-ups at one point, like like Ohno kicked up, and then Sullivan just kicked up, especially after getting the punishment delivered by Ohno. And then he just came back, and he is a force to be reckoned with in NXT. He is like one of the next big giant dudes. You know, he is a brute, he is a goon, but he's a big goon, a talented goon. He just beats people up. I'm giving him about 2.7. You know, I'll give it an even 3.0. You know, I was like debating about how to rate this because the opening matches of NXT Takeover has been like hit and miss. Most have been good opening matches. So I'll give this one 3.0 because a good hard-hitting match. Ohno needs a more stable feud, you know, to stay afloat and want to think why did he come back into first place to NXT. You know, he had a great little push when he came back, taking on Bobby Roode for the NXT Championship and having his feud with Tommy. But taking the LNA against Lars Sullivan. You got the Lars chance, you know, the people, the L Lars. Lars gets a good pop. Ohno got some decent cheers too, but Lars got cheered more. So, there you go. First takeover for Lars. He looked dominant tonight. Despite, like I said, having a bunch of mortality with Ohno coming up with some big offense. The most offense I've seen Sullivan take since he's been pushed up. So, there you go. Now on to our next match. Some will argue between this match and the main event as match of the night material, but there's no denying whether or not you name this match of the night or not. This is my match of the night. You can probably say there's no doubt about it that this was indeed a fucking show stealer. Allister Black against the Velveteen Dream. This build was already good, leading towards this match. The storyline's been great, with the Velveteen Dream wanting attention, wanting Allister to say his name, and the match itself exceeded all expectations. People knew the match was going to be good, but damn, that was good. Good match between these two guys. It started with both guys coming up to good entrances, and I'll say this, Velveteen Dream, his new nickname could be like Ravishing Velveteen Dream, because he exuded ravishingness tonight, paid his homages to Ravishing Rick Rude tonight. First, the tights. Those were awesome tights. Like I said, I love Ravishing with him on one side and Allister on the other. You know, dark and light. You know, been playing on the storyline, the dark and light stuff. And NXT on the back of his trunks. Great, unique trunk look. He did the hip swivel later on. And then he did do the Rude Awakening at one point. So there was some Rude tributes. Both guys looked amazing in this match. There were so many great moments. They were playing mind games in the match. I love the play off each other. One guy did he teased it. Allister did his little tease splash thing. And then Velveteen did it later, and they had like a little stare down. And that was a great, funny spot. They like both guys were sitting down, Indian style, and they were just messing with each other. You know, both like playing off each other. That was a great spot. That's what I thought got the match going a little bit, the slow start. And then they just let up, and it was like one guy took a spot, the other guy would take it later. After both would tease their flip spots. Both guys would eventually be tied to the open one point with the other guy beating up on him. Velveteen Dream looked amazing. This is the best he's looked. I think this is probably his first takeover match. If it isn't, I can see, did Velveteen Dream wrestle at NXT Brooklyn Takeover 3 and not like the pre-show or the aftermath or whatever? No, this was his first takeover too. You had two guys making the takeover debuts, Lars Sullivan and the Velveteen Dream making their takeover debut, and both shine, especially Velveteen. That backwards DDT thing, that was vicious. Vicious backwards DDT from Velveteen Dream. Velveteen did try the elbow at one point. Both guys were going for the finishers in a hard-fought match. Both guys looked terrific, but at the end of the day, I love Velveteen. The crowd was on his side. There was a lot of Velveteen Dream fans chanting him. They were cheering some Black too. But at the end of the day, Allister Black got the victory with the Black Mass, kicking the head off of Velveteen Dream, but grabbed the mic later and said, "Congrats for infamy, Velveteen Dream." He did say his name, and say my name was on the trunks of Velveteen Dream. He kept saying it about the match. If Velveteen Dream's name was said, by Aleister Black. And remember both names. That's how you get both guys over in this match. 4.5 for this one. Very exciting match. More exciting than many people expected. They knew the build for this match was really good. You know, the suspense and the tension was on. But no one would ever thought this match would be as good as it is. As it was. And both guys looked amazing. You know, Aleister Black looked vicious again with his nasty striking. But Velveteen Dream became a star tonight. You know, it's the best he's ever looked. You know, some people may disagree with the gimmick. But Patrick Clark, the performer, looked awesome tonight as his character. You know, exuding misogyny, you know, his provocativeness. And of course, wrestling awesomely tonight. You know, his best showing. And both guys just, I cannot applaud enough for these two. You know, great, exciting match for these two. And both looked amazing. And both got over. So, that's what you do. That's where you get a sign of a good match. When both guys get over. And a lot of people were applauding Velveteen on Twitter, including Kevin Owens. I love this tweet. Saying that Velveteen Dream, we will remember your name for a long time, kid. So, there you go. Now, on to the match that had the unfortunate task of following that, being the Fatal 4-Way for the vacated NXT Women's Championship. With the former champion Asuka at ringside, we would have Ember Moon, Peyton, Royce, Kari Sane with new music, more pirating than the first one, and Nikki and Cross. I love these four women. And I knew they were going to put on a good match, but the pressure was on them because they had to follow that great match with Aleister Black and Velveteen Dream. They're probably standing there backstage watching and they're like, we gotta follow this? We gotta follow this match? And they did well under these circumstances. And it was still a great match between these four women. You know, they stepped up to the plate and they had almost home run. First, I'm happy that Peyton Royce did not get involved. Well, her friend, Billie Kay, didn't get involved. Peyton looked hard in the pre-show. And she looked hard in the ring as well. Being covered by Billie Kay, but Billie went to the back. So I am happy. I know this was a no DQ match because this was a Fatal 4-Way rules. But I am happy that Peyton Royce did not have Billie Kay accompany her. So we had a clean show. And all four women looked really good. And there was some sick spots in this match. Well, one of the 6 spots was Nikki Cross's powerbomb from Ember Moon. Holy shit, that was a nasty powerbomb that Nikki took. She was out like half the match. Peyton Royce looked pretty good. And there was some people cheering out Peyton Royce. He probably had an international fan base, so there probably was some Aussies there. And Emma got released. She did cheer down a fellow Aussie. There's a great Tower of Doom spot. Peyton had, I think she had Ember in for the German suplex, and Kari was on the top. Or was it Kari in the German suplex position? There was a Tower of Doom spot variation with the German suplex into a suplex from the top, like combination there. That was a great triple Tower of Doom spot. Great move there. And then you had a double Ember slammer at one point. And then we had double finishers. First, you had Kari Sane delivering the double elbow onto both Royce and Cross, with Ember out for a bit. And then you have the double eclipse later on, with Peyton Royce tossed out at one point. It was Kari and Nikki left to get the double eclipse from Ember Moon. And 1, 2, 3, victory! She finally did it! Ember Moon, the woman that I thought was going to be Asuka, is finally NXT Women's Champion. And she was rightfully awarded that title by Asuka. So, like Kari said, would have been the predictable choice because she was the Mae Young Classic winner. And Nikki Cross, I've always felt, also should have been Women's Champion because she delivered a great match against Asuka. Like, she was out half the match, but she got back some big moves as well. And all four women looked really good. They all had a chance to shine. Peyton looked pretty good in there. You know, she proved she didn't need Billie Kay. the interference. She has some great moves, especially the Tower Doom spot she did with the suplex. That was a cool little variation of the. It was the German suplex on the Ember. Yeah, it was Ember. Insane was in there. All three were in that Tower Doom. Great spot there. And I love the double finishers. The double elbow from Kari. The double elbow. Best elbow in the business. Some would say. I would agree. Probably. And then the double eclipse from Ember. So 3.8 for this one. And a lot of pressure going up after Black and Dream. But they did, like I said, they stepped up to the plate. All four got a good pop. Crowd was good. Crowd wasn't dead. They were wiped from that Black and Dream match, but they got their energy back up for these women. Deservingly so. And all four look pretty good. Nothing to be ashamed of. And I'm happy that Ember finally, I've always applauded Ember. I've always stated that she should have beat Asuka. She had her in the box. But I always, even if she didn't beat Asuka, I did say she was going to be the next women's champion one day. And I was right. She is finally an NXT Women's Champion. I think a lot of people wish she would have beat Asuka and have her go into the main roster. Did defeat. But at least Ember finally won the title. That's what's important. I'm happy she finally won it. Maybe she can have a good feud with Kari over it. Or maybe Mercedes Martinez, who she beat in a good match on NXT television on Wednesday. So, there you go. Lars, finally, Ember Moon wins the NXT title. Women's title. Now, on to our co-main event for the NXT Championship. We would have Drew McIntyre defending his title against a very likely challenger, Andrade, Cien, Almas. I thought it was going to be Adam Cole for this. Though they did it instead in San Antonio on Friday with Shawn Michaels as a special guest referee. I did see the finish on that match on the internet. Shawn getting involved in the finish. Delivering his own super kick and switching music on Adam Cole. And I think Carolina as well. From what I saw from the ending fan shot footage on Twitter. But Cien Almas, he's had a rough start in NXT. Coming as a babyface, he was a luchador star and got rid of his mask and suspenders, had a little party thing going on. He didn't get over that well as a face, especially was going up right up the bat against two great heels who got more pops than he did, Bobby Roode and Austin Aries. So that didn't do him any justice. But they returned heel early this year. He did evolve well as a heel, but he had that missing puzzle piece completed with the addition of Selena Vega. She was a huge asset tonight in this match. And a great NXT title match. A great one. Andrade in his best showing, proving that he is deserving of a main roster spot, more importantly, a main event spot in NXT, he was a co-main. Looked pretty good, some big spots. Selena got involved early in the match, trying to get a Hurricanrana on Drew early, but Drew would counter it. Andrade would try to come for an elbow interference, but Drew would counter that. It was a back and forth matchup for both these gentlemen. McIntyre went for his big moves. So did Andrade, rocking the champ a few times, battling on the outside. He did do the double knees. And at one point in the match, as Drew he did do the Fisher shot DDT. And there's a great tornado DDT as well. Good spots in this match. Great action from these two gentlemen. Yeah, I love the transition. One spot was Andrade got McIntyre in the trio where he kicked him. Then he transitioned to the double knees. That was great. And there was sit down powerbomb from Drew. And then at one point in the match, Andrade grabbed the NXT Championship out, wanted to walk out with it, but that was just a ploy to get the referee distracted. So Andrade's manager, Selena Vega, would deliver the Hurricanrana onto Drew McIntyre. Andrade went back in the ring, delivered the double hammerlock DDT, and Drew still kicked out of that. Great action there in that moment. But then the end of the match came as McIntyre did do the Claymore. The big kick. He did do his future stock DDT. Andrade kicked out of that. But then Andrade would be saved by Selena Vega with Vega putting Andrade's knee on the rope after the Claymore. When dude puzzled, he got nailed with a nasty, wonky-looking DDT from Andrade. Drew landed hard on his neck. Hope to God he didn't hurt that bad from that wonky landing on that DDT. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, 1, 2, wow, 3! We have ourselves a new NXT champion, Andrade Cien Almas. Now, I thought in my heart that Drew McIntyre was going to retain his title and then probably lose to Adam Cole, bye-bye in Philly, because it is kind of the unofficial home of Ring of Honor. But in the back of my mind, I was watching this match, I was like, NXT does like to shock people sometimes. Like, they always give you a title shot when you least, a title change when you least expect it. Like last year's NXT Takeover for Survivor Series, NXT Takeover Toronto. It was Samoa Joe against Shinsuke Nakamura. We were all thinking anticlimactic. Shinsuke was going to retain, but wow, Joe won! And they did it again. We thought Drew was going to retain, but oh my God, Andrade won! I was studying one. And Selena was a big factor in that. She's really upped Andrade's game, and he looked really good in this match against Drew. The crowd was on his side more than Drew. Chanting Cien at one point in the match, and he got the victory. Who'd have thought a year ago when Andrade first debuted that he would ever get in this position to not only fight for the NXT Championship, let alone become NXT Champion. You know, Selena's helped him out tremendously. I shall give this match a 3.5. Great title match. Fun one. Probably one of the best NXT title matches in a while. Andrade, in the position he was in, an unlikely position he was in, I was stunning at the title shot at all, let alone winning the title. But he rose to the occasion by delivering a great performance. Great moves. Even a backwards Alabama slam at one point. You mentioned that spot too. And in the day, Andrade shocked everybody by becoming the NXT champion. Speaking of shocking, shocked the system indeed. It's time for a main event of the evening. So I'm having a little allergies and cold-like symptoms, so I was trying to get a little voice going on. But I'm here with my review. Main event time, a match we never thought we'd ever see in the WWE. A WCW standby. A match we've not seen in any company in over 20 years. The return of the modified War Games. We had 3 teams of 3 instead of 2 teams of 5. We would have the Undisputed Era with Adam Cole, bye-bye, in Red Dragon. I will always call him Red Dragon. Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish. Taking on the unlikely team of the Authors of Pain and Roderick Strong. And the NXT Tag Team Champions. The only titles to not be on the line tonight being SAnity. Being Alexander Wolf, Damian Dane, and Eric Young. When this match was first announced, everyone was hyped for this match. And there were, like I said, in the beginning, there were some purists that were not too thrilled when they learned at the NXT media conference, that Triple H announced that he and Vince went back and forth over whether or not War Games should have a roof. And as you saw, there was no roof on the War Games. And I also want to mention, they did use both wings tonight. I love the alternating between the wings. You know, not just having all the matches in one wing and not leaving the other wing useful until the War Games match. They back and forth, like the first match was in the first wing, second cage wing was used for the second match, and so on and so forth. So I did like that. They used both wings before the main event. So made them both useful. So that was cool. So purists be damned, modernized War Games lived up to the hype. Then some. You had all 3 guys of the teams have their own short cage. A guy from each team would start off first. The first 3 guys were the team leaders, should say. Adam Cole, baby, Roderick Strong, and Eric Young started out, while the other members were locked in short cages. And these 3 would tear it up for the first couple minutes. And it was a slow build until we got all 9 guys in there. The second team to get the first team to get all their guys out was the Undisputed Era. In War Games tradition, the heels would always get the unfair advantage first, whether it's winning the coin toss to send the one guy in with a 2-on-1 advantage, or in this case, a 3-on-2 advantage with the other team captain surrounded by a whole team with Undisputed Era getting the coin toss. Well, it wasn't a coin toss, it was like a elimination chamber like light system to let out the next team. So they would come in, isolate Wadi and EY until they messed up on the lights. They did light up SAnity's at first to be unlocked second, but then AOP's light went back on, so they kind of fucked up on that. It was AOP coming in second. I thought they'd be the last team unleashed because they're goons, but they were the second team let out. And then, lastly, SAnity was the last team to be unleashed before the match beyond would begin. They had a rule as you escape the cage, you are out. But when Killian Dane and Wolf came in, they grabbed weapons. They grabbed crash cans and tables and candlesticks. Well, I'm actually happy they kind of modernized with weapons. Because some purists would say weapons may not be usable, but hey, this is the new millennium. You know what I mean? So I gotta make some adjustments to modernize War Games with no roof, which would be thankful later. And the match beyond would begin. I was happy there was let the War Games begin. I do wish either Tony Schiavone was there or Gary Michael Capetta to announce the War Games start. But we did see Dustin Rhodes on Anderson at ringside. Anywho, then it was just an all-out brawl. There was just some epic spots in this match. There was so many to name. So here's some of my favorites. The tables were set up. Alexander Wolf would do a power bomb onto both tables on, I think it was Akon of AOP. Nasty double power bomb, and I think Alexander got cut up. There was some blood in the match. Alexander got cut up in the back of his head. I'm so happy the referees didn't stop the match. And, coming with the fucking wipes. Fuck PG. I'm happy to do that. And Eric Young got cut up on the nose a little bit. Got his face bashed up against the cage. Great double team. All the teams looked really good and had some great spots. Probably one of the other favorites was, they had, on both wings, you had the Tower of Doom, double Tower of Doom on both sides. A quarters of the ring with Adam Cole stuck in the middle. He got nothing. He was the lucky guy saved after all the other guys get taken out with the double Tower of Doom, one on each corner. That was a cool little spot there. It was just all out brawling. Weapons were used, or candlesticks. It was Wadi and Adam brawling a lot of the match. They've had a little blood, not just from the NXT feud, but also, of course, people like me knowing their past in Ring of Honor. At one point, Adam Cole did try to escape, or it was just a ploy, probably. Because if you escape, you lose for your team. So he was climbing, trying to escape, maybe. But then, the storm started climbing. I thought Adam was going to jump off the top. I knew someone was going to jump over the top. He positive about no roof. But then Wadi started climbing up, and holy shit. They started getting in position for what I thought they were going to do. And I was like everybody at the arena chanting, please don't die. Please don't die. But they did do it. A vertical suplex off the top of the cage onto everybody. Kind of reminiscent of the spot we saw on NXT television, but a lot more higher from the top of the cage. Sick spot there. Holy shit, chants galore on that one. And it was just craziness. So many. Dane delivering some big moves. Like I said, all the teams looked pretty good. Young did there was a great double teams. We did see a double collider. We also saw Damien Gay get slammed by the AOP, getting their double team. The final chapter in the middle of that metal thing. I was hoping it was going to be slammed on that, but it did happen with Killian Dane taking that spot. It was just bananas. It was just a brawl, a fight. It was War Games for the new millennium, basically. And it was also, we also saw a coast-to-coast We saw Kyle O'Reilly be popped up against a turnbuckle with a trash can. And Killian Dane went coast to coast. Ovation Terminator. Whatever term you want to use for the kick from one side of the ring to the other. Kicked the hell out of Kyle O'Reilly with the trash can against his head. So great spot there. Like I said, there's so many epic spots. So after the suplex from Waddy on Adam, landing on everybody. And of course, like I said, the double team on Kane. It was up to Young and Adam Cole. They would brawl before Eric grabbed the chair. It was kind of a sudden ending for this match. Young grabbed the chair. He was trying to block Adam Cole's move. Adam kicked him in the head with a knee. But the chair added more impact to that knee to the head to Eric Young. And Adam Cole would pin Young after that. 1, 2, 3. The Undisputed Era gets the victory. I was right on that prediction that Undisputed Era would win. But we were wrong. A lot of people predicting like me that Roderick Strong would turn heel tonight. He did not turn heel tonight. He did not join the Undisputed Era. He teased it once before and fooled them once. And we thought he was going to do that again tonight and finally join him. But he did not join him tonight. That's a little downer, a little nitpicky there. But besides that, in a slow grind, fun match, great main event and takeover. Vicious match. Yes, it was kind of like EVPG War Games with not a lot of blood. We did see some blood from the SAnity members. Young getting cut up the nose. And Killian got bloodied up too a little bit. But Alexander Wolf got the worst of it. Maybe he got busted up in the cage or something before the table. Or maybe his head hit the table. Maybe cut up his head. But we saw the tables later on. And the tables were all bloodied up from Wolf getting cut up. In that spot he did. The power bomb on the razor on both tables. Saturday did beat the Chaos and the Weapons. But in the day, it was the Undisputed Era getting the victory. Tonight, in the first major takeover match, as we know, they debuted doing Takeover Brooklyn. But in the first takeover match, they got the victory tonight in War Games 4.0 for this. You know, some would say this match in Dream and Allister argument for what was the match of the night. When it comes to pure, exciting storytelling and pure wrestling, it would have to be Dream and Allister. When it comes to just pure chaos and just spot fest and violence, this will be your match of the night for that trait. So there you go. Great takeover. Not a bad match in the bunch. Survivor Series, top that. They have a lot of pressure now. And I think all of us are praying to the wrestling gods. Please don't let AJ and Brock disappoint. We've already been let down by the last of matches this year. Disappointing matches against Joe and Strowman. Hope you don't let us down. And don't become fucking lazy if AJ Styles. Hopefully it's not a short 1F5 and done match for AJ Styles. Although he's likely to lose probably. No matter what. But it should be a fun card. Tomorrow night Survivor Series. Got a lot to top. Being another 4-hour Survivor Series. Another 2-hour pre-show. Some people do deserve to be 4 hours. Some don't, like SummerSlam. See, Survivor Series once again can finally become the first non-WrestleMania card to be a good 4-hour pay-per-view. And not have the main event suck. Like last year's Survivor Series, kind of a mixed main event there with the Lesnar Goldberg match. So, kind of a mixed topic. Especially with Goldberg's 24 just airing this past week. So there you go. Can't even see what Survivor Series has to deliver, especially going up after another great takeover. That being said, that's it for my review. Thank you so much for watching. With all that being said, you've all been attacked by the review from Zach. See you tomorrow for Survivor Series. Yeah.